They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
Saber que el tratamiento es completamente gratis nos quita una preocupación de encima.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything will be taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
AMVA, and I've lost over $30K on it, but it had excellent earnings the last several quarters, and they make the cameras and drone equipment. I don't know why it's so weak these days.
It's so weak these days because you don't pay attention to what they make. You don't care about their earnings. The problem is the institutions are pulling their money out, and that's all you need to know, and that's what we identify in the chart, and that's why I become a Phil's Gang member.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. We're hitting a new year, and you should, at the same time, come in with a new attitude, a new philosophy that you're going to make money when the stock market goes down. That's right. This is the third bubble, and you don't think it's going to crash? The first bubble did. The dot-com, the second bubble, the housing and financial con. Why do you think the third bubble, which is twice as big as the two previous bubbles, is any different? It's not different. Matter of fact, it's worse. It's going to go down faster. The stock market is going to go down 50%. You're going to lose 50% of the money you have in the stock market. You're going to lose 45% of the equity you have in your home. You're going to lose 30% of the money you have in your savings. Yes, you are. Trust me. Join my gang, Phil's Gang, so that we can show you how to benefit, how to profit. But you can't just sit there and own a stock. You got to learn how to short the market. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. There is only one talk show host, Phil Grande, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Phil Grande is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I'm going to tell you something about your 401k that you don't know. You know the 401k is a tax code? That's what it is. Here's how it worked. In the 80s, you had pension funds, but they decided to give their CEOs a benefit on top of the pension. It was called 401k. That was to shelter their income. That way they could keep the CEOs because it was very competitive. But when all the jobs were shipped overseas, they no longer could keep pension funds. Too expensive. So they shifted all their employees to a 401k, duping you, thinking it was a good deal. But what they did is they charged hidden fees, which amount to about $250 billion a day, that they gave to lobbyists to go to Washington to make sure that this 401k would never be transparent. Here's what came of it.
Responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
That's right. So join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. What is Phil's Gang? Philsgang.com is a subscription website service that host Phil Grande has been teaching and providing daily stock investment recommendations for over 15 years, all in the name of making its customers educated investors and helping the kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. If you want to take charge of your financial future, then do not wait any longer. For only $49.95, become a Phil's Gang member today. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Do you ever notice they always tell you to buy, but they never tell you to sell? They never tell you to sell. Well, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you understand. When you buy a stock, and if all you do is buy, and you never sell short to make money where they're going down, you have to be so good. That means you got to buy the companies that are always going up. Nobody's that good. Nobody could possibly be that good. You got to make money Just like you make money when you buy a stock, you got to make money when a stock goes down. That's how you even the playing field. That's how professionals make money. They make money going up and make money going down, but they don't tell you that. They just want you to try to make money going up. They don't want you to make money going down because they make that money on you. Join my gang, Phil's Gang. Learn how to short stocks at philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's been taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Money magnet, money coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
I want to build on and make sure the progress President Obama has made is secure. I do not think President Obama gets the credit he deserves for digging us out of the ditch that the Republicans put us in the first place.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast, around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. Give Obama the credit. And remember, she is running on, hey, I'm going to continue with these wonderful programs, so elect me because these programs are really working. Working? Are you nuts? You know, what is it that Trump gets and no other candidates get? I don't get it. When you have a weakening dollar, and boy, do we have a weakening dollar since the 70s, a real weakening dollar. And due to a weak economy and an anemic, we also have a weak economy, I should say, and a weak economic growth. People don't realize how weak our dollar is. And it's going to get weaker as the economy gets worse. Weak dollar, weak economy. How can anybody think we're not going to have anything but a weak dollar? Because the economy can't grow. It hasn't grown. Under Reagan, under Clinton, our economy grew by 4%. Under this guy, it's 1.9%. You know, the other thing no one gets, the weaker the dollar gets, the weaker the economy gets. It makes it more expensive for U.S. manufacturers to produce anything. So the worse the economy gets, the weaker the dollar, and therefore manufacturers, it's tough for them to make money, to produce. So it's forcing these manufacturers to outsource. And it's that outsourcing that has caused our wages to stagnate. And it's that outsourcing from the weak dollar, reason why we have to outsource, is why real wages haven't gone anywhere. And why demand / spending, same thing, is low. Causing the worst recovery in our country's history. We want to keep repeating this? Is this what she's saying? Clinton said, I'm going to continue with the policies that keep weakening our dollars so the companies have to continue to outsource. And that means we're going to have our wages are going to continue to stagnate. This is crazy. So she's going to build on this policy. She's got to be nuts. This is the policies that's given us the longest, the most anemic recovery in history. Terrible. I don't understand where people think we're really doing well. Let's remember the other day when we were told how well the consumer's doing.
We've seen a lot of really good economic news in the past couple weeks, and also some really good revisions where the consumer is spending more, particularly for December and January. So for us, look, we're seeing sentiment change. Things are looking a little better. We could see valuations expand a little. Right?
Oh, my God. It's like Obama said, anyone claiming that America's economy is in a decline is peddling fiction. Remember when he said that? Well, we just got the fourth quarter in. Fourth quarter 2015. We're just finishing up the earnings. Terrible. Negative earnings. Falling wages. Falling demand. Worsening economy. Which exemplifies the problem we are having with the political system we're seeing right now. The falling earnings, the falling wages, the worst recovery should not be happening. It shouldn't. If we had the correct policies. But who dictates the policies? The 1 percentile. They dictate the policies. They don't bet the policies. The economic policies aren't put in place by you and me, the average American. You and I who live on Main Street, we don't put the policies in place. We don't influence anybody to put these kind of policies in place. There lies the problems. We don't have anything to do with the policies. Go ahead, try call Washington. See how long it takes you to get to your representative. Say, here's the policy I want. The policies that are put in place represent only the policies that benefit the donor class, like Romney and George Soros. This is some system we have. Think about this crazy system. And one thing, I'm glad this is going on because it's teaching us the system. It's teaching everybody the political system. And everybody's starting to wake up, see how corrupt it is. And that's why it's affecting your job. That's why you got a part-time job instead of a full-time job. Example, Obama. He was selected, not by the people, but he was selected to be the establishment candidate. He was controlled by the insiders of the Democratic Party. They select who's going to be the Democrat Party nominee. The establishment party, they're in charge. They select. They say, well, this is going to be our candidate. And then they have to get them funded. So they go to the donor party. Who's the donor party? Well, take the Democrat donor party. Who are they? They're the wealthy. Romney, he's part of the donor party. Remember, he just gave him and the donor party just gave $36 million to Rubio to run negative ads against Trump in Florida, in Ohio. That comes from the donor party. So Rubio has been selected by the insiders of the Republican Party, the establishment, and then you have the donor party of the Republicans funding it. Give him all the money he needs. So if he does become president, guess what? He does what the donor party tells him. He works on their policies, what policies they want, not our policies or what we want. Obama, when he was the Democrat establishment candidate, he was funded by George Soros, Penny Pritzker, Warren Buffett, Ann Cox, Richard Kinder, Kelsey Warren. Look them all up. They're all on the Forbes 400 list, the richest people in America. This donor party that's on the 400 on the Forbes 400 richest people on their list, they're the 1 percentile. They're the investors, the leaders in the banking, healthcare, agriculture, defense, telecom, big oil. That's our monopolies, our modern day monopolies. They put up all the money. So again, they run everything, and here lies the problem. When the donor party puts up all the money and the guy gets elected and he becomes president or becomes a senator, The day he gets in office, he's got to start raising money again. 80% of their time is raising money. So the only time that the president or the congressman has, the only time they have is to put in place, to legislate the policies of the people who gave them the money. So that's why the fourth quarter of 2015 came in with negative earnings and falling wages. It's the wrong policy. But nobody asked us about our policy on Main Street. I'd give them the right policy so we don't have falling wages. But I'll try to call them, see if they'll answer the phone. I don't think so. I didn't give $1 million to them. We'll be right back after this break.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, my name is Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang Radio Show. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Stock Corner is brought to you by the Phil's Gang video channel. Go to philsgang.com, click on the video channel graphic, and check out Phil's free videos on the market, economy, and current events.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. It is incredible, isn't it? You think about it, what's going on. And that's why you don't have a good job, because everything is politics. I mean, one thing we're learning, and the people are learning, and I think this is good, how Washington is connected to Wall Street, and why it's so important not to listen to fundamentals about a company, but watch the money, because fundamentals have nothing to do with a stock going up. Earnings has nothing to do with a stock going up. It's the policies that are put in place. Again, so if Rubio, he's the darling of the Republican establishment. He's their candidate, the establishment candidate. He's going to be funded by the Republican donor party. That's led by Romney and all the 1% of the very rich people. Clinton is the Democrat establishment candidate. She's being funded by the Democrat donor party. So it's the donor party. They're the ones that make it happen. They have the wallets. They buy the president. They buy the senator. Therefore, they buy the legislation. It's for sale. And here lies the problem. The other problem is the politician, as soon as he gets elected, whoever it is, they got to start raising money again. And they still have to bow to those who write the checks. So you don't have much time. Whether you're a congressman or a president, you got to start all over again. So do you have time for Main Street to do what's best for them? No. Whatever legislation you got to put in is the legislation of the donor class, what they want. There's no time for us. And that's why everybody's running the Trump. Everybody's getting it. There's no donor class for Trump. And this is why they're so angry, the Republicans. That's why their underwear's all knotted up, especially Romney, because they got it made. Just think, they can put in any legislation they want, and then when the S&P comes out, think how this works. The S&P reports the quarter, the fourth quarter, the last quarter of 2015 comes out, it has negative earnings. The middle class wages fall, median incomes fall. But wait a minute, who feels that? Just you and I. The rich don't feel that. But guess what happens to the market? The market goes up anyways. And then we're told the market's going up because things are good.
The U.S. has done a phenomenal job of almost, having an amazing consumer-based economy that has been able to protect it.
What a bunch of nonsense. Phenomenal consumer-based economy. That's why stocks are going. No, stocks aren't going up because they print money called QE, and they take that money and they buy all the 10-year treasuries they get their hands on to force all the countries who buy our treasuries out of treasuries into the stock market to move the stock market up. And quantitative easing, the first one, March 18, 2009, they pump in $1 million. They run the stock market up 80%. 80%. An 80% return. Right to March 31, 2010. 80% rally. So think of it. They started March 18th, plugged in $1 million, and by March 31st, the market's up an 80%. There's no earnings, there's no sales, there's no nothing. They rigged the banks, so the banks have to lead the way. So the banks went up. And all the big guys are in the market buying. It had nothing to do with fundamentals of a company. What are you, nuts? You think it has something to do with the company? Nothing. And that's why it's important for you to learn to understand what's going on. This is the wonderful thing we're learning about the political system. We now have discovered a small group of people called the donor party runs the Democrats and runs the Republicans. And they bow to whatever they want. And nobody hears from us. We don't have a shot. So where are we going to create our wealth? In the stock market. So let's use the market. That's where they're making their market. See, remember the 1%, the rich, the wealthy, they're setting up all the legislation they need and policies they need that moves the stock market up. So nobody cares that wages and salaries for the middle class worker stinks. Are you kidding? It's crazy. Let's take, for example, we were talking about the other day how, remember they said how, remember the numbers came out and they had 240,000 jobs and everybody was dancing around. Wow, 240,000 jobs. Isn't this terrific? Did it strike you funny? If we had 240,000 jobs, gold, if it was so good, why did gold shoot up? Why would gold shoot up? Think about that. 240,000 jobs, gold shouldn't be shooting up. Gold only shoots up when the economy's getting worse. So if we have 240,000 jobs and they're celebrating and having parties, wow, this is incredible. Look at this, 240,000 jobs. But gold goes up. It's telling you the truth. Gold tells you the truth. Just like the 10-year treasuries, the yields, the bonds tell you the truth. How crazy is that? So it's unbelievable. So we know it's not going to work. We know this rally is not going to work. So let's continue to work with gold. Let's continue to work with gold. The next time gold pulls back, here's what you should do. Join the gang, 877-600-GAY. Subscribe to the site. And we've already done well with our golds. Matter of fact, our AU is up 113%. Our GDX is up 40%. When it pulls back, you'll be ready to get back in again. We'll help you get back in on a pullback. Join the gang. Subscribe to my gang right now. philsgang.com.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
The fire burns on and on, that drives me on till all is gone except the simple plans of my cement.
Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
We've seen a lot of really good economic news in the past couple weeks.
Oh, really? Good economic news in the past few weeks? Like our earnings? Are you kidding? Our earnings are dropping. Our wages are dropping. Store closings, is that good too? Look at the store closings. Because we have a lack of demand, which is a lack of spending, because we don't have business investment. See, we lack business investment. And because we lack business investment, we have a problem. And we have a stock market that's way overvalued. We have a PE ratio of 20. It's deteriorating. And it's going to deteriorate right down to a PE ratio of about 14. That's what it's worth. And when we get to 14, they have to adjust the stock prices. That means the stock prices where they are right now are going to go down by 30%. You've got to adjust the stock prices. The PE ratio of 20, that's not what the S&P is worth, 20. That's all blown up. They can't justify it. They played all kinds of games. So we just report negative earnings. Our S&P's at 20, which is really 14. That means we got to adjust our prices down 30, 32%. So I want you to be part of the gang when that happens. Because you'll be fine. Because you'll be then shorting the market. You'll be making money on the way down. Remember when I told you back in May and then in July we're going to short the market? The market's ready to collapse. It's going to correct, and it did. Well, I'll do that again for you. So we got a real problem. We got the wages and the salaries for the middle class worker, especially under Obama. It's just terrible. We've had the smallest quarterly gain since 1982. Can you imagine? That has caused the lowest home ownership rate since 1967, especially for the first-time home buyer. It's been a disaster. And it's caused the lowest demand or spending in more than 10 years. And what has that cost? Disposable income to drop like a rock. Spending, demand dropped in retail sales, household spending, durable goods. And durable goods, that's the big ticket items. Appliances and widescreen TVs and machinery and computers and communication, all dropping. They're saying, what, our PE ratio is 20? Are you nuts? It's not 20. It's been pumped up to 20. Then we've had store closures. She said, oh, we've had some great news. Great news? Because of the lack of business investment, the lack of demand has caused Kohl's to close 18 stores, Target 23 stores, Walmart closed 269 stores, Sears 560 stores, Macy 45 stores. But what does she say?
We've seen a lot of really good economic news.
Boy, that's good economic news I just gave you. Wow. What are you, nuts? Then you've got the damages caused by Obama's economic policies, which are not his. Those aren't his policies. Those are the policies he's forced to put in place by the donor party, by the donors, the money, the big money. You see, like Romney right now gave $36 million, him and his buddies, to Rubio to run ads against Trump. See, that's called the donor party. And when those people want policies put in place, Obama doesn't look at it and read it and say, well, gee, I don't think this is a good policy. He says, yes, sir, they'll be in. We'll make sure we get those policies right in. And so with those policies that they put in, they want Target to close 223 stores. They want Walmart to close 269 stores. Why do you think they want them to do that? And they want negative earnings. They want wages to go down so you can't go spend in these stores and they have to close these stores. This is what they want. They want their policies to cause low wages, falling medium incomes, no overtime. Why do you think they put Obamacare in? A job killer. They wanted to kill jobs. They wanted a lot of part-time jobs. They wanted part-time jobs surging from 4 million to 8 million. They have a historic 28 million. They want 95 million people to be out of work and 28 million people to be part-time work. That's what they want. And they want lower wage industry jobs. Low wage industry jobs. That's what they want. And that's what we got. Out of the 240,000 jobs we got for February, almost all of them were low wage jobs. Now why? Why is that? Why would they want? Who would want that? Why would the elitists want this? Because the worse things get, they can put in another quantitative easing like they did in November of 2008. QE1 started November 25th, 2008. I gave you the wrong date. That was the first date, November 25, 2008. Listen to this. We're in a 7-year bull market. Listen to what they're saying.
Dow Industrials, yes, up 160% since that March 9th closing low. The S&P 500, 193%. So yes, again, nearly that triple, 676.
All right, so he's talking about March 9th. QE1, they expanded QE1 of March 18th, 2009. They put $1 trillion, they put in $1 million. That was in March of 2009. And they got a rally of 80% in the stock market because they put that money in. $1 trillion, I'm sorry. $1 trillion. And then QE, then in March 31st, 2010, that was the end of QE. They said, well, this is it. And then it started to pull back. The market started to pull back again. They were out in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, I remember. They were all out there. Bernanke, all of them. So they said, we better start QE too. So they started another QE, November 3, 2010. And they put in, I think then they put in another 800 million then. 800 billion, sorry, 800 billion, thank you. 1 billion, 800 billion. 800 billion was the second one. So that went up 33%. 33%. The market rallied 33%. Now remember, so the market rallied 80%, and then the market rallied another 33% with all this cash they're putting in. So the market's not going up because of the economy's good. The market's not going up because we have good wages and good savings. The market's not going up because we are investing. No. The market's going up because they're printing money and they're buying all the 10-year treasuries to make them to make the treasuries really unattractive so that everybody goes buy stocks, the big like Saudis and the Chinese. So who does this benefit? It didn't create any jobs. So while the stock market went up 80% with the first bunch of money that went in, they went up 33% with the second bunch of money. Had nothing to do. There was no jobs created. Nothing was except making the wealthy wealthier. And who are these people? They're the donor party. That's who they are. The donor party. Those are the people that you saw are going to fund Rubio. Gave him $36 million to put in negative ads. Isn't this amazing how this whole thing works? Then they come and say, boy, isn't the economy doing well? Doing well. We've never had so many people working multiple jobs as we now have. So what do? You got to be part of this. And if you subscribe to my gang, you will be part of it. And if you're busy, the easiest thing to be part of, I tell you this every day, is you subscribe. You can call right now, 877-600-GANG, and start with one of our, we have many, many programs, but the best program for somebody who's very busy is the Working Investor Program, where you have a basket of stocks. They're called the spiders. And you make money on all these stocks. There's 500 stocks in a basket. And when they go up, you make money. And when the stocks go down, you make money. Both ways, up or down, you make money. You're taken care of. You have a personal coach. Check it out. Call now, 877-600-GANG.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
Saber que el tratamiento es completamente gratis nos quita una preocupación de encima.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's been taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
AMVA, and I've lost over 30K on it, but it had excellent earnings the last several quarters, and if they make the cameras and drone equipment, I don't know why it's so weak these days.
It's so weak these days because you don't pay attention to what they make. You don't care about their earnings. The problem is the institutions are pulling their money out, and that's all you need to know, and that's what we identify in the chart, and that's why I become a Phil's Gang member.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. We're hitting a new year, and you should, at the same time, come in with a new attitude, a new philosophy that you're going to make money when the stock market goes down. That's right. This is the third bubble, and you don't think it's going to crash? The first bubble did. The dot-com, the second bubble, the housing and financial con. Why do you think the third bubble, which is twice as big as the two previous bubbles, is any different? It's not different. Matter of fact, it's worse. It's going to go down faster. The stock market is going to go down 50%. You're going to lose 50% of the money you have in the stock market. You're going to lose 45% of the equity you have in your home. You're going to lose 30% of the money you have in your savings. Yes, you are. Trust me. Join my gang, Phil's Gang, so that we can show you how to benefit, how to profit. But you can't just sit there and own a stock. You got to learn how to short the market. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. There is only one talk show host, Phil Grande, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Phil Grande is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I'm going to tell you something about your 401k that you don't know. You know the 401k is a tax code? That's what it is. Here's how it worked. In the 80s, you had pension funds, but they decided to give their CEOs a benefit on top of the pension. It was called 401k. That was to shelter their income. That way they could keep the CEOs because it was very competitive. But when all the jobs were shipped overseas, they no longer could keep pension funds. Too expensive. So they shifted all their employees to a 401k, duping you, thinking it was a good deal. But what they did is they charged hidden fees, which amount to about $250 billion a day, that they gave to lobbyists to go to Washington to make sure that this 401k would never be transparent. Here's what came of it.
Responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
That's right. So join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
What do you mean?
And welcome back to Phil's Gang again. Subscribe to my site, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-GANG. We have so many programs. The first program I think you should be involved with is the Working Investor Program. This is ideal for people who are busy, don't have time to do anything. We do everything for you. And we'll get you started with the spiders. The program is set up to hold your hand. You have a personal coach. Everything's archived. You have to do nothing. Check in once a day, see what we're doing. That's it. You don't even have to do that. And when the market goes up, you're going to make money on the spiders. When the market goes down, you're going to make money shorting. Nobody else offers that. Nobody offers that to you except us. And we have other wonderful programs. We have tremendous information going on all day long, archives all day long, alerts all day long. Nobody gives what I give for $49.95. But that's the program I want you to try first, the Working Investor Program. It's wonderful. Look, don't let these people fool you. They say, oh, we got our 7-year bull market. Yeah, it's all bull, okay. I just got the numbers. Got them right, finally. The first QE that started in the expansion, it was November 25th, 2008. QE1 expanded. On March 18, 2009, they put $1 trillion in. Market went up 80% on a $1 trillion cash injection. QE2, the market went up 33% on another cash injection of $800 billion. QE, the twist, it went up another 28% on $700 billion injection. And then it went up about 15% on another $1 trillion. So again, you can see how they got their big bull market. They paid for it. That's what happened. They paid for it. It's not sustainable. That's why I want you to become a member. Subscribe. I was right about May, wasn't I? In July, I told you the market was going to correct and did. I'm right again. And the PE ratio, I told you, can't sustain itself at 20. It's all bull. The real PE ratio, the real worth is 14, a PE of 14. You got to, and they will correct the price to match the PE. They're not going to leave the price up here, the stock market up here with a PE that's only worth 14. And I want you on the right side of it. Let me help you. You know, we talk about these politicians and what's going on, how crazy it is. You know, we need people like my friend Walter Scher. Now, we have a book. It's called Walter's Way. I'm asking you to subscribe to this book. It's a beautiful book. It's about Walter. You buy the book. Just go to my site, philsgang.com. Just go to my site, philsgang.com, or go to waltersway.org. It's a wonderful book. I mean, he's an icon. He bought and sold businesses over a span of 60 years. He logged 2 million miles in 40 countries. He's a founding board member of 5 multinational companies. Wonderful stories about when MacArthur called on him to organize and merge Sperry and Rand, 80,000 employees. He had to put them together. And then he did such a great job. Admiral Rickover then called on him to start working on the Polaris nuclear submarine program. So iconic what he did. The United States Congress awarded him the Certificate of Congressional Recognition. Very few people get that. You say you don't know Walter? You know Walter. He touched your life with a fax machine. That's where you got it from. Visual Sciences. That was his company. First publicly traded fax company. I can go on and on. He's a wonderful man. 92 years old. You got to read this book. It's inspiring. It's an incredible book. One of our, this is an entrepreneur you'll never get again. I mean, these guys are rare. And the wonderful thing, he can share your story. He can share with us his stories about Rickover and MacArthur. He was right there with these guys. Tell you all about him. Wonderful book. Wonderful book. Now, again, go to waltersway.org or go to my site, philsgang.com. And again, it's, as they say, I couldn't be happier because he's going to split the revenues. He's not going to keep any of the money. All the money is going to go to the Vera and Walter Scher Family Foundation. And St. Jude going to split it to his foundation in St. Jude. It's the Vera and Walter Scher Family Foundation in St. Jude. So please check this book out. It's just incredible. All right. Again, Walter's Way, waltersway.org. You got some very funny stories in here. All right. So where are we going? Well, I don't know where the elections are going, but I can tell you where the market's going. The market's going down. And I want to put you in a position, no matter if the market goes down and the market goes up, you're going to feel good about it. I don't have all the answers. But I sure have the charts, and I think I've proven when I called the market on May of 2015, I said we're going to have a big correction. And then on July, I said, okay, this is it. Start shorting. This is the confirmation, and it did work. This rally we're having right now is just crazy. It's not a rally. It's a short covering rally. It's not going to last. Exports are the lowest level in almost 5 years. And everybody's excited about the 240,000 job number. They're all excited. Well, the first thing I would have said on CNBC when I saw gold take off, if I was the moderator, I said, wait a minute, what's going on, boys? 240,000 jobs. Why gold taking off? Gold's igniting? Big rally? That's telling us this is a bad report. Something's wrong in this report. Because gold shouldn't be rallying. The dollar should be rallying, not gold. So this thing must be so bad, this report, that there's not going to be a rate hike. That's what I got out of gold. And guess what? I had my gang all set up. And here we are. And here's gold. We had it all. GDX up 40%. AU up over 113%. Copper 39%. So we were set to go. And we caught it. 78% of the job creation, the jobs created were part-time. And 82% of those were in low-paying service jobs. This 240 jobs are all exciting. They didn't reflect the healthy economic growth we're talking about. Look, we don't have a healthy economy. We don't have a healthy economic growth. We have a fundamental shift in the labor force away from high-paying, full-time jobs to low-paying, part-time jobs. We have exports at the lowest level in 5 years. It's hard to export the things created by bartenders and waiters, don't you think? What are you, nuts? Meanwhile, we lost all these high-paying full-time jobs in manufacturing and mining and logging that would have produced things capable of being exported. Yeah, okay, 240,000 jobs. We're creating jobs, but only at the expense of the higher-paying jobs that are being destroyed. The February job number. This is why gold went up. It showed one of the largest drops in weekly earnings ever reported. No wonder gold went up. But nobody, did you ever notice nobody on CNBC said anything about that? I was the only one. And 44% of the 240,000, first of all, over 78% of the 240,000 jobs, 78% were part-time. And the average hourly earnings decreased, not increased. We're in trouble, but not here at Phil's Gang. Think about Obamacare. It triggered an increase in multiple part-time jobs, an increase we've never seen before. There are 572,000 more Americans working multiple part-time jobs in December 2015 than in 2014. And they're all happy about these numbers. Look, when you have a weak dollar, and it's going to get weaker and weaker because the economy is going to get weaker, and when you have a weakening dollar, it makes it so much more expensive for U.S. manufacturers to produce anything. And that's what's forcing companies to outsource. And it's that outsourcing that's causing your wages to stagnate. And it's causing your incomes to go down. And it's causing you not to get overtime. Subscribe right now, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-GANG. The Working Investor Program is absolutely perfect for you. Call right now. Denise is there, and so is Steve.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.